As a church leader, your time and resources are limited. It's difficult to find discipleship and Bible study materials that are affordable, easily accessible, and high quality. But there is a way to equip the people in your church every day of the week without losing sleep. Welcome to Right Now Media, the world's largest library of video-driven Bible study resources, used by more than 20,000 churches, schools, and organizations. With a Right Now Media subscription, everyone in your church can access thousands of biblical resources for kids, couples, small groups, and more. Give your members access to great content, anytime, anywhere, on any device.
And God specifically says, the way you think, that's not the same way I think.
Equip and inspire everyone in your church beyond Sunday.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in Solomon's Temple. My name is Solomon Nizanga Shams. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you that is here. I hope you're doing very well. Haven't been a great week so far for you? Well, keep the hope. Whatever you're going through, make sure you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you. Please, I want to encourage those who are here who haven't subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. That is, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do that immediately. That is very important for me and also for the content that is here, just so the content would have some sort of visibility around YouTube, because that's what happens when you subscribe and also when you like it and share it. That way it's going to be. So anytime you come on here, please make sure that you subscribe, or you subscribe, you like, and you also share it. That way we're getting the message out there. And yeah, so that's the most important thing. And also there are great videos, here in Solomon's Temple that you can watch that I'm sure is going to be a blessing to you. And when you watch it, please do not skip the adverts. I beg you, please do not skip the advert. Again, I beg of you. That way you're going to be able to also create more visibility, and that is going to go a long way in helping us. And hopefully that is going to generate, some sort of revenue also. But please make sure you do not, skip the advert, because the more you watch the advert, the more YouTube, is going to notice that, and the more they're going to be able to sort of like see that it's popular, and then they're going to recommend that to other people also. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to do just a quick one because I'm just on my way. I'm taking a trip out of the city of Johannesburg. Some incident happened this week, earlier this week. Bushiri'S spiritual son was shot and he passed away. It was him, a lady, and I think another person. Now, this is not just an ordinary son. This is a son that was into Forex trading. Now, if you know Bushiri very well, Bushiri has been involved in Forex trading. A lot of the ways that a lot of people lost money to Bushiri was because they invested in this whole Forex and pyramid scheme thing. So he gets like younger people who have ideas, who can, the way Forex works. I mean, there's a lot of part of Forex that is okay, but also there's just a part of it that I'm not just comfortable with it. I'm not saying it's an illegal business, but it's that kind of business where you get to be promised everything and then everything crashes, because that's just the nature of the business. There's just a whole lot there that I just found like it's just not okay. So Bushiri has been involved with this young man. He calls himself VMJ Forex, and he does a lot of Forex training. So he has a Facebook page called VMJ Forex Education. I think he was actually he had a training last weekend. He was actually in Sandton, Johannesburg, supposed to have another training here. He's South African and he loves yellow cars. But let's flash back a little bit and go just to take you back to 2019, actually. There was something that he said about Bushiri, who is a spiritual father. This is a Facebook post by him, that is VMJ Forex Education. He said, my father and And then he tagged Prophet Shepherd Bushiri at a private meeting. So he normally has private meeting with him. So you know the kind of relationship that they have. He said, we had early this year. He once said the biggest mistake many young people do is to announce their next move for it not too easy for people to attack what they don't know. It is much easier for them to attack what they know. Always be low key and let your growth do the talking. So he said opening soon. And that is this, if you notice there, there's a yellow car. He loves yellow cars. There's a yellow sort of like sports car there. And this is like a petrol station, a petrol garage. It seems like he was working on that or just showing people that this is part of his business. And maybe it's not even part of his business. Maybe he's just using it to lure people to invest in his business, to show people that he has money. You know, the way Forex traders do. Sometimes there's a lot of part of some Forex traders that is just, they're so flamboyant, they show off. And all the showing off, you would think they have 30 million, but at the end of the day, they only have 500,000. But the image that they carry, the perception that they create is to lure you to think, they're making money of this Forex. You also want to make money of this Forex. So you would invest, and all that kind of stuff. So this is just to tell you the nature of their relationship, how deep their relationship was. He has private meetings with him. And Bushiri loves people like that, to be honest with you. Bushiri loves people who bring this kind of idea of making quick money and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, his name is VMJ Forex. That's what he calls himself officially. So everywhere he goes, that's because obviously it's good for his branding. So this is him here with Bushiri way back, I think around 2018, 2019. You could see the two of them. And that's Mary Bushiri there sitting behind him. You could see that. So you definitely have an idea that they have a very sort of like a close relationship. And the guy is young. I'm not sure how old he is, but I think he should be in his late 20s, or is it early 30s or so. So he's pretty much young. It isn't like he's an older person and stuff like that. And he's been a member for quite a while. He has done training for using Bushiri's influence. He gets to recruit people within Bushiri's church, ECG, so they can be a part of his training. Obviously, he makes money from his training. This is one of his training that he did just, when was that? Last weekend, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, less than 2 weeks ago. September the 3rd and the 4th in Santon. So he does quite a lot of, training. VM. He's very much, that's what he does full time, and I think he's made some money there. I'm not sure if all the money is legal or illegal, but yeah. And still talking about his relationship with Bushiri. This is them together. This is him hugging and kneeling down before Bushiri, obviously, acknowledging him and acknowledging the role that he has played in his life in whichever way. Between them, they know that. So they have that sort of relationship. Like I said, he's a young guy who's very much, he loves the good things of life. He loves to flash things, and he loved yellow sports cars. So this is one of his sports cars. Sometimes you would see him with the sports car, like the same sort of like sports car. Maybe you would see him with like 5, 6 of them all lined up. If you go to his Facebook page, just make sure you go to FMJ Forex Education, and you're going to check that out. His color is yellow. Yeah. So the guy is a good brander. He knows how to create an image. That you see the yellow hat that he's also wearing. So that just captivates you. Obviously, it makes you want to look at the picture, and before you know it, you're beginning to believe in him. That's just the way that it works, right? That's why you see a lot of big brands and a lot of big celebrities or leaders. They know how to use all this because they know how to lure you. You wouldn't know, and before you know it, you believe in the person. This is another photo shot of him in front of one of his cars. You could see he loves to drive sharp, and it's just part of the imaging. Forex traders, they want to show you that they got money and all that. Even if they don't have too much money, they want to show you that they have so much money. just so you can invest and also be a part of the business. So it was a couple of evenings ago. He was driving this same car with a lady who was sitting in front, who is said to be his girlfriend, and somewhere in town, in Soweto, that is, they got attacked. I think it was around 5 p.m. So it wasn't even late night. It was around 5 p.m. They got attacked and they got shot at. The police said when they got there and counted how many sort of like, shots was fired at them, there was about 15 shots that was fired at them, and they died right there. Right there, they passed away. Right. This is a shot of. I'm not going to show you the picture of them in the car, but I'm just going to show you the shot of them. You could see the car there. So this is the car, the same car, and they are inside, all slumped. You see, people are all gathered. It's just very close to, I think I actually know this place. It's just close to the Chris Baragwanath Hospital in Soweto. So out of nowhere, someone came out in this bus that you see, and it is alleged that the person who actually shot at them was a taxi owner who allegedly was the husband, or is it the ex-husband, or is it the ex-boyfriend of this lady, who they claim he had been telling him to stay away from her, but he wasn't staying away from her. And taxi drivers in South Africa, a lot of them are very violent. Actually, the industry is ruled by violence. So a lot of them carry guns in the cars and all that kind of stuff. They protect themselves, so they don't like you, they take you out. That's a reality. That's if not the most violent, industry, in South Africa. So right there by the traffic light, he came and he now shot at them, and boom, right there, they passed away. And it is said that this is the girl that was in the car. Her name is Tembisile. She was the alleged girlfriend of this Bushiri'S, spiritual son. And she was involved with the person who took them out, either as an ex-girlfriend or she was his wife. There's just been different perspectives, but it seems like the whole thing was just around relationship and maybe betrayal and love and maybe jealousy or envy, that kind of thing. Obviously, she saw this guy who's flamboyant and this guy who got money, who could spend money on her, and she went with him. Maybe she didn't end things with the other guy. And, people process their anger differently. Some people grow up and never actually taught how to process anger rightly. So when they get angry, they could just do anything, or they've been taught, when you're angry, just be violent. That's the only way to settle it. So there is definitely that perspective to it, and sadly, they passed away right there and then. And the girl involved was actually said to be a police reservist. Tembani, okay, that's her name actually. Tembani Mbali Jele, that's her name. So she's like a police constable, police reservist, that kind of thing, also in Soweto. And it's hard to see, whatever you wish on anybody, but not for them to pass away this way, with somebody coming and just shooting at them, and then they're gone. It doesn't really make sense, isn't it? It doesn't really make sense. Whatever your grievances are, you don't settle things that way, in any way. And it was said that her ex-boyfriend, or is it her ex-lover? Let's call him her lover, her ex-lover. Actually, he was driving the bus. If you see the bus there, and then he lost control, and then the bus got stuck somewhere, and then he came out of it and he ran. And you know, a couple of hours later, they found him that he is actually taking his life. You know, he went and then used the same gun on himself and took his life. So he also passed away. So there's just been, I mean, what's the whole point? What's the use? What's the whole point? You know, but I want to just emphasize the fact that when we are following spiritual leaders, just like he is Bushiri's spiritual son, you could see that he's actually doing stuff the way Bushiri is doing. You're being flamboyant, you're showing that you got money, you're looking good, you're taking these pictures with expensive cars and putting them there, or maybe you can even feel that you can get any woman that you want to. That's Bushiri's mentality. Trust me. And that has gotten Bushiri right now into so many trouble. And unfortunately for this young chap, this has also gotten him into trouble, because now he's passed away. Now he's passed away. Whatever we do, we must make sure that we do it with a certain degree of modesty. Modesty is a value of who God is. Yes, you can have so much money, but throwing it around and doing stuff and trying to show off and all that is a big problem. Or taking it and just saying, look, you can get whatever you want. You can get any girl that you want. You can date anybody that you want. It doesn't care if she's married, if she's in a relationship or she's not in a relationship. You don't care, because you feel your money, like some people said, money answereth all things. I haven't seen that in the Bible yet, though. Prayer answereth all things. So when you model yourself after who you follow, you have to make sure that who you follow is also following somebody, and that somebody's name is Jesus. Who are you modeling yourself over? Some of you are modeling yourself over some celebrities you see on TV or you read in the, you haven't even met them. Just because you like them or you like one or two things about them. And it's fine. It's fine to do that. We're humans. That's the way we operate. But what are we really modeling ourselves, you know, and picking stuff from them and using in our lives, either attitudes or the way that we dress or the way that we say things or the way that we speak. How does that glorify God? Is it appropriate? Is it biblically okay? We really need to ask ourselves those kind of questions, because if we don't, then we are going to begin to drift away from the path that God has for us. Just because you're a prophet or just because you're an apostle or bishop doesn't mean everything about you is fine and proper. No. Learn to pick what you feel is appropriate and godly in a leader's life, and then implement it in your life. Not just implement everything. That's why you see a lot of people, when I speak about Bushiri, or when I speak about Zondo, when I speak about TB Joshua, they come defending them, insulting you and defending them, because they embraced everything about TB Joshua, forgetting that TB Joshua is human. Bushiri is human, not just human. They are making mistakes every single day in a lot part of their, some of the mistakes intentionally, some of it unintentionally. I mean, for TB Joshua and Bushiri, they're doing it intentionally. But people don't want to look at that, because he's a prophet. He's healed many. He has a TV station. I want to. He has money. I want to be. He dresses sharp. He's popular. So that thing just totally comes in and then engulfs us, and we lose our senses. Especially for younger people. You know, I feel for people who are younger, in their 20s, in their 30s, that are coming up. Because for a lot of all these guys, it's all about the money. Cletus here says, Ecclesiastes 10:19, a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. Money answereth all things. How you have to look at the context. Is the context that I'm talking about. Because when you say money answereth all things, for a lot of people, it's like you can use your money to get anything that you want. You can use your money you can break the law because you have money. Because you have money, you can get good lawyers, or you can get yourself out of jail. Or you bribe your way. You know what I'm saying, Cletus? So that's what I meant. I know that scripture is there. Nayo says he modeled himself over a wrong man. Chipiliro. Indeed. Indeed. Christine says money is the source of all evil. Yeah, it's the root of all evil. A lot of evil, the source is money. Money is good, but how you use it will determine whether it's good or it's evil. Christine also says these charlatans are messing people up. Indeed. Indeed. I remember some of these young people, like this Forex trader here, maybe this guy actually comes from a place where he doesn't really have any sort of like father figure, you know, somebody that he could look up to be a good role model. You know, maybe he was just raised by his mother. That's just the way that it is. So it's a story where you go back and forth and you don't know, or you just asking yourself, but why? But why? Why would you put yourself and compromise yourself in that sort of position? CPUA is saying, when will the church wake up from its slumber? Because the church is sleeping. Andre says, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Money should be used and people should be loved. These charlatans love money and use people. Straightforward. Just the way that it is. Callista says, we left God, who is the way, the truth, and the life, and only life given, God. And we enslave our souls to the spirit of darkness by following mere mortals instead of Almighty God. Ebun says, Uncle Solomon, that sentence that money answereth all things. Yeah, it's there. It's there in Ecclesiastes. What I'm just saying, or maybe I said it wrongly, what I was just trying to say is how it's being used, the context of how it's being used. When you feel, because money answereth all things, I can get whatever woman I want. I can get whatever man. Even I can get a married woman to do whatever I want to do with her. I can drink and drive. Even if they arrest me, I'm going to bribe the police and all that. That's what I'm actually saying. Jethro says, I just tuned in. I was thinking about this guy and I'm aware that money's lost through trading was both their baby, him and Bushiri. I'm not surprised. Oh, wow. So you know a little bit about the guy then. Eve puts it really well. God over everything. God over money. God over fame. God over cars. God over, you know, there are just things that money cannot buy. Callista says, what has it profited them? Did their pastor not see the death coming? I mean, all these people would not tell you the truth and all that kind of thing. A seeker says, we need to wake up and follow God and we will never be disappointed. Indeed. 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 Double M put this correctly. We need to be careful the people we call spiritual fathers, especially someone like Prophet Wakshop is one of them. This guy has too much that around him. Yeah. Indeed. We have to really be, my friend Ricky actually sent me some of these photos and all that. But and Ricky, if you want to follow him, go check Reality Church, Church Reality Check on YouTube. He does quite a lot of some of this analysis also. I mean, he sees things. The beautiful thing is he sees from this angle and that sees from this angle, and all trying to say, look, this is what is going on. And because if you follow him, you're going to get another view. And, when you get different views like that, it enriches your life, and it's good to look at things and try to analyze it. I just wanted to look at this and analyze it from a place of leadership. Who is your leader? Who are you following? Who is your leader from a spiritual perspective? Who is your leader when it comes to learning about your job or your career? Who is your leader? Who is your leader when it comes to your marriage or your relationship life? Who is your leader? Who is your leader when it comes to your finances? Who do you follow? Who do you follow? That's very important. So please, guys, make sure you check it out. James Bond said, if you claim to be a son of a prophet, then you end up in shame. Hey, James Bond. Christine says, I love the Saturday lives that he holds. Very inspiring and empowering. Okay, that's Ricky, right? So Ricky, you got some great people here following you. I love Ricky's analysis. Please go follow Ricky. Reality Check. It's called Reality Check. Okay, they say Ricky is here. Okay, yeah. So this is where you Church Reality Check. That's where you. So this is Ricky. Go follow him right now. Subscribe to his YouTube channel right away. Thank you, guys. I do hope that we can learn something from it that would help us grow. But for the life of this young man here, may his soul rest in peace. And also for the girl right here, may her soul rest in peace. May we all learn from it. May we go. May we grow through it, and just everything, and to learn, each and every step as we enlarge our coast, as we become more and more like Christ during this short life that He's given us. So thank you, guys. God bless you. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, not just Ricky's YouTube channel. I'm sure some of you guys are here, you haven't subscribed yet. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Church Reality Check YouTube channel also. Any YouTube channel that is really giving you a perspective that you feel, oh, wow, this is good stuff. This is actually helping me to grow, helping me to see things differently, because it's all about commentary on issues and also analyzing issues, and especially from a biblical perspective. What does the Bible say? What would God expect us to do in this kind of situations? Did we act right? Did we act left? Wrong? Are we following Christ? Have you made mistake? How do we repent? How do we grow? How do we open our eyes? How do we discern certain things and stuff like that? So thank you so much, guys. God bless you. May He bless you, keep you. May you continue to rise and rise and rise and never fall. Please don't forget, subscribe right now. God bless you.
Masinya Attorneys Incorporated, a boutique commercial and taxation law firm in Midrand, Johannesburg, South Africa. Strategic lawyers on point with more than 20 years of practice experience. We are professional, capable, and qualified.